Well, it would help if I actually took off my mic in Rumble. But if anybody would like to join me in Rumble, we can talk um, and chat. And that is anyway. So I was wondering. Let's see. Who else is going to stick around for me? And oh, let me put you. Let me give you my Rumble account. So I've been playing with Rumble. I've been trying to expand my audience and everything. So I've been trying to expand. Uh, I'm doing three things at once, so please bear with me. And anytime I can actually get something to actually work, I'm excited. And so anyway, um, what else can I tell you? There's so much going on right now. It's not even funny. Let's see. I'm going to also put my link to my YouTube if you want to join me in YouTube. So hopefully we'll see if Rumble will actually work. I Chris Croy and I the other day were last Wednesday we're working on Rumble and uh, I had a lot of chatters come in. I had a lot of Patriots from Patriots Soapbox coming in and helping me, and it was just so exciting. It's so exciting when things come together, right? And so if you want to. So, how is everybody today? Who is going to stick around for the next 2 hours? I know you're used to LC, and I'm sure he has a lot to say and to go over, but uh, let me see if I can. So, this is going to be fun to try to. Let's see. I'm going to try to share some audio if it'll let me, and we'll see how it works. so So I need two screens. That's what it is. I need two screens so I can see what's going on with Rumble and what is going on with. Hey, I see somebody's joining me. Hey, this is fun. This is exciting. I don't have to look on my phone to see who's in there. So if you want to give me a chat, let me know if you can hear. Hey, okay, Jonquilla Nas, yeah, you have a good one too, and uh, I'll talk to you later. So, and so I got somebody. So if you can, let me know if you can hear me. If you can't, let me. So you can either go to YouTube or Rumble, and just let me know if you can hear me in Rumble. And so if I need to adjust or if I need to get back or whatever, let's see. So before we get started, I do want to see. I don't know how I'm going to do this for both. I think I can do both. All right. So I'm going to have to do more than one thing at a time. So this is share screen there. I'm sharing a screen in Rumble, and hopefully we won't get kicked out. Hmm. So, advanced. Oh man, it's in my settings, I bet. Let me see. Well, bummer. I'm sharing in. I am sharing and huh. Well, that's fun. Oops. So I just want to relax and have a good time today. So is this going to be, so I'm going to be in Rumble doing my Rumble studio and, but that is weird. Okay, I'm going to have to go to my video settings and change that because I can't seem to share both screens right now. So give me a moment while I figure all this out and I will share screen. Application. So, um, I thought I did that. Okay, let's see if this will work now. Okay, there we go with that. And optimize video sharing. Now, let me see if I can share screen in Rumble. Okay, just a reminder. I may not be able to share my screen in Rumble. Hold on. All these different, all these different. No, I don't want you to do that. Okay, all these different settings and all different. Um, okay, I got to take out that. Ooh, I see some chatters in there, so I got to take off. I'm gonna remove that so you can see, so everybody can see. Woohoo! Let's see. The more the more I practice this stuff, the better I'll get. So let me see. All right. All right. So, for those of you who are in the Abilene area, if there are any Abilene Patriots out there, we have an unaccompanied veterans being buried on Wednesday, July the 23rd, 2025, 11 a.m. sharp at the Texas Veterans Cemetery at Abilene, 7457 Westlake Road, Abilene, Texas. So hopefully you can be there if you are in the Abilene area or if you know family or friends in the Abilene area. Uh, please show our veterans that we do not leave any man behind. They deserve to be recognized. I have been, as I've shared before, I have been to several. Well, I'll say several. I went to about three when I was in Corpus, and it was very touching. It was moving. Of course, I also went to my brother-in-law's. It was when I went. Yeah, I went to my brother-in-law's, and although his wasn't unaccompanied, but either way, if you ever get to go to a veteran uh, memorial or burial, it's just a way to show our appreciation. And I also have a second one. So I've got to take down, I know it's a little dizzy to take down the screen share and come back, but um, oops, what did I do that for? Oh, that's right. So let me cancel that. Okay, is anybody? Do I have any chats? Chats. If you want to chat, give me a give me a shout out in chat. So I'm going to. Then we have a second one. I mean, this has been a week. There was two last week, and then there's another one. So there's two this week, two last week. If you can be there, that's great. So I am going to. Okay, I'm losing chat and I'm losing some chatters in Rumble. Is there a problem in Rumble, or if you let me know, maybe I can. Um, if you can let me know in Rumble or here in D Live if there's an issue, maybe I can do something about it. If I have to, I'll just shut down Rumble if it becomes too much of a issue or distraction. Okay, so uh, we have veteran burial David Lee Byrne, United States Army, Thursday, July 24th, 2025, 10 a.m. sharp at the Coastal Bend State Veteran Cemetery, 9974 IH 37 Access Road, Corpus Christi. So if you are in the Corpus area, if you can show, or if you know someone in that same area, and again, it's very, hey, cultivator, it's very, it's very touching, really. You get the 21 gun salute. You get the director of the cemetery will uh, do the bullets with the representative, and it just depends on. And it doesn't last but maybe 10 or 15 minutes, really. There's, taking maybe an hour out of your day to go because you get there. I would suggest get there about around, you know, 30 to 15 minutes early, because when they say sharp, they mean sharp. They do not mess around. So I'm going to stop my share there, and I'm going to go to Rumble. I think I definitely need two screens here. Hey, Cultivator. Hi, I see you in chat on Rumble. Yay. Unless you unless you left already. So I think it's so neat to see chat. Oh my goodness, it's so fun. So I've got to figure out the background, how y'all don't just get a let's see. So that maybe I need to change that so that I am. I mean, I know some people just come here for the news, but sometimes it's fun just to experiment with what we've got. I think. Let me try this. All right, so create background, and let me see. So let's do this one, and I don't want to delete it, but I don't want to show it either. There we go. Yep. All right. No, I want to show this one, not that one. How about that? So let me get back to live chat. Hey, cultivator, you and I can have a conversation if nobody else wants to. Let's see. So, so is there anything you want to talk about, cultivator, while we are on? Now one of the things I can do, I can also open up the phone lines, so we can do that. Um, oh, let's see, what can we do? I do want to talk about. We could talk about this. Let me see if this will work on Rumble. So this was. I don't know if y'all heard this today or not, but this one was from ZHAP, and get this. and see if I can share that. Actually, I think I don't know if the sound will come in Rumble if I do it this way. I think I can do it this way. I don't know. Um, so, no, I don't. Yeah, that's right. It doesn't share that way, or does it? So let me. Aha. This might this might be an answer to my problems. Okay, I wanted to show this. Let's see.
Stand naked, facing evil. Finally!
Do things so you can still hear it on Rumble. That's good because it looked like my mic went muted, and so I couldn't tell. Anyway, so I guess when I do the screen share and I click the box, it worked. So so thank you guys for being my guinea pigs, and I hope y'all don't mind being guinea pigs. You know, my test subjects, because I mean the only way I'm going to learn how to do this is to if people are able to come in and show me what I need to do. So uh, anyway, hi. Ooh, I'm so excited. As you can tell, I'm excited. So How about YouTube? I see somebody's in YouTube, and I appreciate you guys being here. I wish I could do better with my. I think because I have too many videos or boxes open that kind of changes things. Let's see. I want to know if this one may not be so bad because it's not. Oh, I did that last night. I did that last night. So here's something. California is really getting a lot of news lately, and let me see. And I don't know if you guys heard about the surrogate couple that I talked about it earlier this morning about the surrogate couple who 21 kids, 21 kids, and they were 21 kids have been taken away from them because they I can't remember what the charges are on them right now, but 21 kids, can you imagine? 21 surrogates, and they use they're paying these surrogates money to have and they're using different surrogates, and they have a total of 21 kids. And it's like I said earlier today, how many this isn't about Zoom. It's about Rumble and Zoom. It's about doing a live show through Rumble using and connecting it with Zoom. But I think part of it is I just really need to have, uh, I just really need to have two monitors. So, but because I'm switching back and forth. So, uh, but something different. But uh, let's see. Okay, can I do that? Okay, there we go. So this is break weeks ago. Apparently, this person a couple of weeks ago uh, claimed that ICE kidnapped her. Right? So South Los Angeles mother accused of faking immigration kidnapping. So the U.S. Department of Justice on Thursday announced charges against a 41-year-old undocumented mother, Angeles, accusing her of orchestrating a fake kidnapping by federal immigration agents. Uriana Julia or Julie Peleas False. The 30th, Calderon's family and attorney held a news conference claiming she had been taken from a fast food restaurant parking lot in downtown Los Angeles, driven to the U.S. Mexico border. Oh gosh, is it not? Are y'all not being able to see it? Let me see. It just stopped. Right there we go. Um, okay, let's resume. Resume. Okay. All right. I should have left well enough alone. So, driven to the US Mexico border and told to self deport. At the same time, her daughter launched a GoFundMe campaign, and federal agents began searching for Calderon since she was not in their records as being an immigrant in immigration custody, according to the DOJ. Authorities later found Calderon in a shopping plaza in Bakerfield. So, what happened to everybody's upset saying they're not getting due process, and they're going after everyday people, and nobody's hurting, and they're not going after the hardcore criminals. So they weren't even after her, and yet she's claiming that they took her, right? So, dangerous rhetoric that ICE agents are, quote, kidnapping illegal immigrants is being recklessly peddled by politicians and echoed in the media to inflame the public and discredit our courageous federal agents, U.S. Attorney Bill Asalee said in a statement. The conduct alleged in today's complaint showed this hoax kidnapping as a well orchestrated conspiracy. Well, where have we heard that kind of hoax before? Remember when Jesse Smollett and his little, oh man, black screen. Okay, let me. Oh, I know what's going on because it's tied to this. Uh, so there we go. There we go. Let's see. Remember Jesse Smollett and saying that MAGA jumped him and all this. So that was a hoax too. They do the same thing over and over again. It's the same story or same verse or different verse of the same story, right? So, June the 30th news conference drew significant media attention as the family and attorney alleged Calderon as was taken by bounty hunters. Okay, come on. Don't do that. Okay, I know it's tied to my video on Rumble. So, remember ICE now has become bounty hunters. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that rhetoric that's been going around? So Calderon was taken by bounty hunters working for the government. They claimed the mother of three and local community activist was driven to San Isidro, presented with self-deportation paperwork, and after refusing to sign, was moved to a warehouse at an undisclosed location where she was denied food. Let me let you see the. Why is it that these people? Why is it that these people that do these things don't ever have good pictures? Why can't they find people with better pictures? Yeah, I know I know it's my camera. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, and I'm sure it gives y'all a headache to see it go on and off. I wish there was an easier way for me to scroll down. Yeah, I can't scroll down. Um, so unless I can, so this is So, in a post on X, the Department of Homeland Security immediately called the case a hoax. This woman was never arrested or, quote, kidnapped by ICE, Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin told KTLA without providing further details at the time. The DOJ said surveillance footage shows Calderon leaving a Jack in the Box parking lot and getting into a sedan, and telephone records also indicate that she fabricated the story, prosecutors said. Uh, Calderon and her family knew that law enforcement was searching for her and feared for her safety, but Calderon and her family did not come forward, the DOJ said. Instead, Calderon created what law enforcement believed to be fabricated photos of her, quote, rescue made to look like as if she was abused while in ICE custody, and planned to hold a press conference on July 6th to increase donations to the GoFundMe page and to obtain other benefits. A spokesperson for GoFundMe released the following statement to KTLA. GoFundMe has zero tolerance for the misuse of our platform or any attempt to exploit the generosity of others, and cooperates with law enforcement investigations of those accused of wrongdoing. This fundraiser was removed from the platform, and the $80 raised, she only raised $80, probably family members because they knew it was a hoax, was raised. At no point did the organizer have access to any of the funds. The GoFundMe giving guarantee guarantees donors a full refund in the rare case something isn't right. If convicted, Calderon faces up to 5 years in federal prison for each charge, said the DOJ. She remains in custody waiting her first court appearance. Well, at least she didn't get away with it. I mean, I'm glad she didn't get away from that, or she didn't get by with that. That is just silly, you know? Can y'all believe that? I mean, that is just nuts to do that. Have that kind of you know sad in what way? Sad that she was able to actually raise $80, or sad because she didn't raise more. So let's see. Okay, so let me go to another story here. Let's see. What do y'all think about that, chat? What do you think about this woman and that hoax? Give me a shout out, give me a chat, let me know what y'all think about that. So, but anyway, there's so much to cover here. I saw that, and they're just, see if I can find. Um, let's see. I have this. So far, everything for the most part, it's just a matter of trying to figure out. Um, okay, so talking about winning, 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 winning. Let's see. Let's see if I can. So ice and let me. So I'm going to try this. Facebook share. Then I'm going to try sharing this application, optimize video sharing. So, see if y'all can see that. That's the only thing about screen sharing I'm seeing is that that it doesn't. I can't control these. I can't control the sound and everything from screen share. So, uh, so let me. I want to turn this down, and so this is some wind for ice.
This case started for us over a year ago with some very diligent and hardworking HSI special agents here in Lafayette, Louisiana. They received a tip from Citizenship and Immigration Services, and they were concerned about visa fraud. Shortly thereafter, early on, my agents brought on the FBI and the IRS to continue to investigate. In charge for HSI here in Louisiana. This case started for us over a year ago with some very diligent and hardworking HSI special agents here in Lafayette, Louisiana. They received a tip from Citizenship and Immigration Services, and they were concerned about visa fraud. Shortly thereafter, early on, my agents brought on the FBI and the IRS to continue to investigate. In charge for HSI here in Louisiana. This case started for us over a year ago with.
Okay, so this was a case, and so this was a Louisiana case that started over a year. So it's a scheme to exploit the U.S. by dismantling. Okay, wait a minute. Let me see if I can fix that slide here. Um, I wonder if there's a better way to do this as far as sharing the screen so you could see it better. Um, let me see. Let me try something different. Um, let's see. Share Shane. Uh-oh. Oh, did I get kicked out? Did I get kicked out of Zoom? Alright. Okay, so let me see. Facebook, and then I can go to share there, and then let me see Facebook. Or I could do it this way, maybe. Um, maybe if I share this screen. Nope. Window. So, no, I don't think it lets me. Okay, maybe that's the way to do it. Let's see. Okay, stop share. Okay, so here's let's see. Okay, this is not a very good. So I'm just gonna have to read it so y'all could see it. I'm just gonna have to read it from Um, I'm just gonna have to do my own reading so y'all can understand what's going on here. Uh, let's see. Uh, Facebook. Okay, so this is a year-long scheme to exploit the U.S. immigration system dismantled by ICE led investigation. ICE New Orleans Special Agent in Charge Eric DeLuan, I don't know, Delane discusses the massive indictment against 5 people, including current and former Louisiana law enforcement officers. So they're getting law enforcement involved. Uh, the defendants conspired to obtain U visas, a special non immigrant status set aside for crime victims for hundreds of aliens. Meanwhile, the aliens were charged thousands of dollars for the false police reports needed for U visa applications. The indictment includes over 60 charges and includes the following defendants: Chad Doyle, Oakdale Chief; Michael Slaney, Oakdale City Marshal; Glenn Dixon, Forest Hill Police Chief; Tebow Onishia, former police chief of Glamora; Chandra D. Chandra D. Patel, Subway restaurant owner. So search HSI on our website to see how ICE protects the nation from a lot more than just illegal aliens. So there are a lot of, if you go, so if you have fake books still, if you go to find, let's see, the immigration and customs, the ICE page, they got a lot uh, of updates on how they are doing. Hey, Mary Magdalene. Hey, Texas Freedom Road. Uh, Army Vet Trump Girl, Allen 101, just Jussie, AZ Patriot. Um, let's see, Dawn of a New Day. So, so for those of you who are just joining, I'm doing a simultaneous live chat on Rumble. So if you want to do help out with Rumble, you can. And I'm also have my YouTube, my YouTube, and uh, so just help me with the algorithms. That'd be great. I also am doing my Journey Through the Bible live stream now. I think it's I'm trying to get good at this so that I can just keep going. Keep learning, keep going, and who knows what will be happening. Thank you for the lemons. Thank you for the lemons. So yeah, that is sad. Uh, so I'm going to put my Rumble out there. If you want to jumble. One of the reasons why I really want to do live streaming on Rumble is the chat. Trying to figure out how to see the chat uh, and the YouTube chat, and so now my next goal, once I've figured this out, is be able to find out how I can do videos. But part of that, I think part of it is just that my system is it's just my computer. I mean, I believe a lot of it just has to do with the computer myself. But I mean, unless somebody can show me how, I know Ricky Rauch was saying that he could show me how to do some of this. Hey, Living My Jesus. Uh, Abbott News Conference. So, and boop, 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 boop. Shave and a haircut, 2 bits. All right, hold on. Copy. And then there's my Rumble account. Okay. And thank you for, I just want to say thank you for those that are in YouTube chat or YouTube, watching live through YouTube and Rumble. Just thank you again for helping me learn how to do this and so I can get better at it. The more I do it, the more I play with it, the more I have an opportunity to play with it, the more I can get better at it and more proficient. And so, anyway, I'm really trying to do it without OBS, and that's working. That's a challenge. So, um, anyhow, where can we go from here? All right, so I could take. I'm going to stop share for a moment, and I'm going to stop share from on Rumble. Stop sharing for a moment. And let's see. Hopefully, this will work. Oh yes, has it? Have y'all seen this yet? Oh, this looks so fun. This looks so much fun. Or it's not very long, but it's so funny. Let's see, share, and then let me go to Rumble. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Uh-oh. I didn't want to do that. But let me share this window. Oh, I don't know. This y'all may not be able to hear. Oh, okay, hold on. All right. So let's see. Have y'all seen this yet? Let me see. It's not very long. Let me see. This might take some time. This was so funny. I thought it was really funny. Let's see. I don't think it. Oh, let's see. Oh, here we go.
This is the Federal Protective Service. The facility is closed and not open to the public. Stay out of the area of the driveway to allow for vehicular traffic. Remain on the sidewalk or across the street. Everyone must leave this restricted area and may be subject to detention or arrest for failing to depart the restricted area. Thank you.
Oh man, I did all of that and I was muted. Oh dear. Uh, oh dear, dear, dear. Okay, I'll do that again. As see, it wouldn't be me. I wouldn't be me if I didn't mute, right? At least mute one time. Oh gosh. So, hey, okay, I'm sorry. All right, I'm gonna try that again. Yeah, yeah. I hate when that happens. That's what I get for trying to do that video, right? So I guess I'll have to. Oh well, it kills some time, right? So I can remind you. I can tell you this is about tomatoes. That's okay. I didn't know how if I was pronouncing the guy's name right anyway. But this guy, this U.S. Representative Henry Culler, I thought he was a Texas representative. He was in the Texas State House, but I don't know because I seem to remember when the whole idea of uh, I seem to remember the when they had a session in the a special session, and the Democrats in Texas decided that they didn't want to play nice and they wanted to take their marbles and go home. So they flew out to D.C. Well, maybe he was the one that actually encouraged them to go out to D.C. I don't know. I don't remember. But anyway, I thought he was from the state house, but maybe he is in D.C. right now. Anyway, so we're going to do a repeat. So, U.S. Representative Henry Cuellar makes appeal for tomato industry. So, this was actually written on the 14th, which would have been Monday. So, Cuellar and Ramiro Cavazos, the president and CEO of the U.S. Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, held a press conference on Saturday to urge the Trump administration to extend the tomato suspension agreement or risk sweeping economic damage to business sectors built on stable tomato prices. And I mean, what my thought was, okay, why does it have to be, who says? I mean, the sky. I mean, this is kind of like the sky is falling. The sky is falling. But look at those tomatoes. Don't they look good? So this is from Texas Public Radio. So U.S. Sorry, I'm trying to center that so you can see. U.S. Representative Henry Cuellar and Ramiro Cavazos, the president and CEO of the U.S. Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, held a press conference on Saturday, so that would have been last Saturday, which would have been the 12th, to urge the Trump administration to extend the tomato suspension agreement or risk sweeping economic damage to business sectors built on tomato prices or stable tomato prices. The 1996 agreement ends on July 15th, and they said that would trigger an additional 17% tariff on tomatoes from Mexico if it wasn't extended. Kuehler said ending the agreement would lead to not only a sharp increase in tomato prices for consumers, but also job losses for businesses. A bill recently passed by the Texas legislature and signed by Governor Greg Abbott asked the U.S. Department of Commerce to extend the agreement for 90 days. Basically, we're asking and urging the Department of Commerce Secretary to look at this agreement so both legislatures from Austin and from the state of Texas, we've been pushing for this agreement. We cannot walk away from this, Kuehler said, or added. Keeler is a senior member of the House Appropriations Committee. A study from Texas A&M University estimated that the end of the agreement could threaten up to 32,000 Texas jobs and result in more than $4.5 billion in economic losses statewide. So, also on Saturday, the Trump administration threatened an additional 30% tariff on Mexico and the European Union. So, we have this suspension that was to agree on the 15th. So, I do not know if it went through or not as far as the suspension, if it actually expired. So, that's just. So Okay, so everybody's leaving my Rumble. So thank you guys for who joined me on Rumble and YouTube. So I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to keep going if that is okay with you guys, and I'll just keep going. Well, yeah, I mean, all they have to do is really turn on the water and waterworks. Hey, the cake lady. Yeah. Oh, talk about water. I mean, they were like with the floods and everything on Fourth of July weekend. They were. California was closing out some of the beaches for because of the sewage water from Mexico. Go figure. So the reason why I brought this up too is because the same guy who is trying to uh, talk to President Trump about the tomato suspension agreement. Surprise, surprise. Look at this. He's got charges coming against him. How about that? Y'all ready for that? Federal bribery case against Texas Democrat at Kohler moved to. Uh-oh. Uh, this why is it not? Oh yeah, I got it. That screen share doesn't always want to. Okay. Here we go. Oops. All right. There we go. All right, come on, Rumble. All right, well, I'm just going to keep going. So, federal authorities, okay, I got that. Court documents allege that Kuehler used his office to influence legislative action to help the bank, okay, and Soviet state. The Kuehlers have denied the allegations. The sources told the Times, the sources told the Times that the Justice Department is expected to drop charges involving the Foreign Agents Restoration Act involving business relationships with Azerbaijan, Azerbaijan and Mexican citizens. They cited a decision by Attorney General Pam Bondi to step back from prosecuting those cases. Kuehler is set to go on trial in September. He and his wife could face up to 204 years in prison if convicted. So I don't know what to think about this. I this whole thing, you know how I feel about anonymous sources. Whenever they use the word anonymous sources, there's more to it. It's not what we think it is. So I'm just query yar, Q yar. Thank you, Jesse. I mean, I agree. I don't. I mean, he's Q yar. Okay, Q yar. Uh, I agree. I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't. I wouldn't be surprised if he was crooked. But I mean, come on, we gotta have the same standard for everybody. We can't just because we may not like someone's politics or we may not like the person themselves. We can't just decide what we're going to or who we're going to accept or not accept. So, but you know me, and I like to use multiple sources. So that came actually from the Texan, or no, actually, I haven't. Let's see. So that was the, I think, San Antonio Express, but this is the Texan. So I know it's the same story being told three different ways, but you always find there's always little nuggets to be found if you use multiple sources. So that's what I want to do. Uh, how if the Texan would let me do it, it may not let me. Let's see. Okay, QYAR. Okay, so let me and since so I will have to just read. So, is anybody still in Rumble that can let me know? Are you still hearing my voice in Rumble and YouTube? If you are, just please let me know so that I can decide whether or not I should go ahead and close down Rumble or not. Uh, close my live stream. And because if that's the case, I don't want to. If if you're not getting anything out of Rumble, I don't want to continue. So if you are okay, so you can okay, great, cake lady, thank you, because it's not letting me share my screen. So that means that you're just basically going to look at the banner and you're just going to hear me read, and I don't know if that's boring for everybody or not. So. Uh, so are we? Am I sharing? Okay. So this comes from the Texan, which is Texas. Uh, Texas publication. So the Department of Justice to continue bribery case against Congressman Henry Cuellar. Cuellar was indicted. I can't talk for allegedly participating in a bribery and money laundering scheme. According to see, this is the thing. According to sources that have spoken to the New York Times. So what sources? Who? I mean, who's leaking this stuff? If this is a true case, if this is actually true, who's leaking this to the New York Times? So this is how the news kind of perpetuates, right? You get say like New York Times, Washington Post, New York, was it uh, New York Post, Chicago Tribune. Someone leaks this information and then someone else takes it, like the Texan or San Antonio Express, and they basically regurgitate what's in the original article. So, according to sources that have spoken to the New York Times, the U.S. Department of Justice is going forward in its case against Congressman Henry Cuellar, Democrat Texas of District 28, which includes Laredo and parts of San Antonio. Cuellar's home and campaign office were raided in 2022 after allegations of financial misconduct. See, they do kind of expand. In May 2024, Cuellar and his wife were indicted for having allegedly accepted approximately $600,000 in bribes from two foreign entities, an oil and gas company wholly owned and controlled by the government of Azerbaijan, 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 and a bank headquartered in Mexico City. Two political consultants involved with Cuellar pleaded guilty to conspiracy charges after the DOJ indictment. A third individual has also entered a guilty plea in connection with the ongoing investigation into the congressman. So, guys, Democrats, I mean, this is stuff. While everybody's worried about Epstein, here is a congressman. Here is a Democratic congressman who may be facing prison charges. So, for those that people that think that there's nothing happening, there are things happening. Um, do, 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 do. And I am putting out my Rumble. Boom, 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 boom. Oops. But I gotta have the right one. Alright. And so charges related to Cuellar's dealings with Azerbaijan and Mexican citizens are expected to be withdrawn, according to the New York Times reporting. That sounds like this would be more. I mean, you got more than one person. This would probably follow under RICO, I would think, right? In February, President Donald Trump's administration and U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi issued directives that would limit the extent of enforcement of foreign bribery and lobbying laws. One of Cuellar's lawyers said at the time that the new policy largely affirms our position in the case, adding that we're evaluating the new policy and assessing the best manner to address it with the Department of Justice. The Texas Democratic Party had proposed a resolution this May that, quote, condemns Cuellar for his, quote, repeated deflection and disregard for the values of the Texas Democratic Party. So it looks like they're going to throw him under the bus, but ultimately withdrew it from consideration. Cuellar has become increasingly outspoken about the Democratic Party's handling of illegal immigration and deportation of accused MS-13 members, telling Fox News during an interview in April that this is not the right issue to talk about due process. This is not the right case. This is not the right person to be saying that we need to bring him back to the United States. I'm assuming they're talking about the Maryland, Maryland dad, right? So, despite facing mounting criticism from both the federal government and state party, Cuellar won re-election in the 2024 general election. Former Texas Congresswoman Maya Flores has already announced she will seek the GOP nomination to challenge him for his seat. I thought she was down in the valley. Myra Flores. I thought she was down in the valley, like in the Houston, not Houston, but the McAllen and Hidalgo County area. The National Republican Congressional Committee, NRCC, has added Texas' 28th congressional district to its target list for the 2026 midterm elections. So if this guy is in West, kind of like West Texas, in Laredo, and so is he getting off the Democratic plantation? And so they're trying to throw him under the bus by distancing himself because he is distancing himself from the immigration. I wonder. And that reminds me, I don't know how if I have it in my stack of stuff, but let's see, is this going to let me screen share? No, that's not going to let me screen share. However, they just named. Oh yeah, let's see if I can find it. Let's see, is this it? Did I forget to put it in there? Oh man. So let's see if I can do the New York Times. I think I forgot to do that. Oh. So I know, again, I know this is I did this because this is the original filing. This is the New York Times. So, okay. And I know, it's like, why three? I'm sure you're out there saying, why three times? Well, who knows? Let's see what other nuggets we can get in here. So, Justice Department to move ahead with bribery case against Cuellar. The decision to sustain the prosecution of the Texas Democrat stands in contrast to the department's decisions to drop or downgrade investigations of Trump allies or those he deems politically useful. Yeah, well, so the Justice Department is moving ahead with its bribery case against Representative Henry Cuellar after an internal debate despite President Trump's public expressions of support for the embattled Democrat from Texas, according to three. Oh, now we have not just anonymous sources, but according to three people with knowledge of the situation. So again, who's these three people with knowledge of the situation? Or is this one of those? Is this one of those situations where these leaks? It's to catch a leaker. So according to this, there's three people with knowledge, and is this one of those ways that this a trap for them? So the department is, however, expected to withdraw charges against Mr. Cuellar under the Foreign Agents Registration Act stemming from his business dealings with Azerbaijan and Mexican citizens in accordance with Attorney General Pam Bondi's blanket order to scale back from such prosecutions under the law. Those people said, gosh, those people. In May 2024, his wife were indicted in Houston on participating a year-long 600,000 bribery scheme involving Azerbaijan and a Mexican bank. The congressman, who, as a native of Laredo, represents a swing district on the southern border at the center of this President Trump's you hack President President Trump's immigration push, was accused of bribery and money laundering on behalf of an oil and gas company owned by Azerbaijan's leaders. So that's almost saying, that Pam Pondi and President Trump are going to. I mean, the way I'm taking it is they're going to be protecting the oil and gas industry. Yeah, I know the King Ranch area. I went to the King Ranch breakfast a couple of years, and I took my grandson a couple of years in during the Thanksgiving. They always have a King Ranch breakfast every the Saturday before Thanksgiving. Shortly after Ms. Bondi announced in February that she would narrow enforcement for foreign lobbying and bribery laws, a lawyer for Mr. Kiriar suggested he would assess the new tax and determine whether to raise it with the department. In mid May this year, Matthew R. Galliotti, an assistant attorney general, told Mr. Kiriar's legal team that prosecutors in the department's criminal and national security divisions had rejected the congressman's request that the case be dismissed, according to people briefed on the exchange who requested anonymity to discuss internal deliberations. Yeah, hey, newsflash, people, if you are a layman, like a an assistant, or if you are like a receptionist, you don't. I mean, I used to work in a receptionist with the state of Texas, and we don't talk to press. We don't talk to anybody about stuff like this. You keep it on the QT. The dismissal request by Mr. Kiriar's lawyer, Seth D. Ducharme, the former top federal prosecutor for the Eastern District of New York, tracked closely with President Trump's, not Mr. President, but President Trump's own legal and political strategy. He claimed that the Biden administration had weaponized the Justice Department to target Mr. Cuellar, the people familiar with the matter said. Mr. Ducharme appealed the decision up the department's chain of command. The department's political leadership accepted Mr. Galeotti's determination that the bribery charges were firmly supported by evidence, but reversed his decision to proceed with the prosecution under the Foreign Agents Registration Act, overruling John A. Eisenberg, the head of the National uh, Security Division. That was not surprising. In February, I'm just going. I hate it when they show this. Well, Pam Bondi signed a directive ordering that prosecutions under the Foreign Agents Law shall be limited to instances of alleged conduct similar to more traditional espionage by foreign government actors. So it sounds like even if they drop some of the charges under this act, they may put those charges under a different category. At least to me, that's how I'm reading it. Y'all may be reading it differently. But I still have a problem with the whole anonymous source stuff. A spokesman for the Justice Department did not immediately respond to a request for comment, and Mr. Ducharme declined to comment. During his 2024 campaign, President Trump, you hack, seized on the Cuellar's indictment, claiming without offering evidence that officials in the Justice Department under not my president, never my president. Otto Penn says he was never president. His competency hearing says he wasn't president. Joseph R. Biden Jr. had targeted the congressman because he had challenged White House policies on border enforcement. Well, I mean, here we go. You have a man. If he gets off the narrative, that train, they go after him, right? Biden just indicted Henry Cuellar because the respected Democrat congressman wouldn't play Crooked Joe's open border game, he wrote on his social media platform at the time. He was for border control, so they said, let's use the FBI and DOJ to take him out. Well, I mean, it's it goes along with what they did with MAGA. It is not clear if President Trump, you hack, interceded on Mr. Collier's behalf, but in February, Mr. Collier said in an interview that senior administration officials, including a top Trump advisor, Stephen Miller, and Tom Homan, President Trump's, you hack, top border advisor, had been courting him on immigration issues. I mean, he's in Laredo. If he's in Laredo, he could see the damage that was being done to his district. Wouldn't if he was really representing his constituents, he's going to want the best for his constituents. Uh, he said he was open to their entreaties, but claimed that it had nothing to do with this criminal case. The decision to sustain the Cuellar prosecution stands in contrast to decisions by the department to drop or downgrade investigations of Trump allies or those he deemed politically useful, most notably Mayor Eric Adams of New York. Well, I mean, there is a consequence if you are actually taking bribes and doing all these things, yeah. Or, maybe you were set up. It's part of the investigation to find out just how whether he's innocent or guilty and just how much did he know. Good night, just Jesse. I hope you sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. So that is part of President Trump's "you hack" larger effort to leverage the vast power of his office to redefine criminality, using pardons to inoculate criminals he happens to like, downplaying corruption and fraud as crimes, and seeking to stigmatize political opponents by labeling them criminals. Oh, you mean like Biden? Like the Democrats have done what they did to President Trump? I mean, why wouldn't President Trump look at if he suspects that they did the same thing to him? Why, President? I don't think President Trump is going to look at your party. He's going to look at people who were wanting to do the right thing. The department's leaders, led by Emil Bove III, have systematically dismantled and marginalized units that investigate public corruption, fraud, and foreign interference in U.S. businesses and elections. Yet they don't go after Newsom. They don't go after Karen Bass. They don't go after Pelosi. They don't go after Schumer. Right? So uh, here you are criticizing the President Trump's administration, but did you criticize Joe Biden's for doing the exact same things? So the department's public integrity unit, which have been responsible for overseeing corruptions into political figures, including Mr. Cuellar, has had its staffing cut to under a dozen from about 30 last year, according to current and former officials. Mr. Cuellar, first elected in 2004, is also accused of acting as an agent of a foreign entity while a U.S. government official by delivering a speech favoring Azerbaijan in Congress and inserting provisions into aid bills to benefit those who were paying bribes to his family. Oh, you mean like Joe Biden with China? I mean, if he's guilty, I'm sure he's going to, there'll be consequences. So, I mean, come on, give me a break. and so that, I mean, like I said, I like to get multiple. I do like to get multiple. Oh my. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. I like to get multiple sources because you can never. I mean, you will really. We've got to start just going to be a single source people. I think, in my opinion, because of the fact that as a people we should be, like I said, all they really do is just um, they just regurgitate what they see, and we need to be, and I always find it interesting that they always you can find just a little bit of new nuggets if you use multiple sources. So I, like I said, I don't know, you know, I mean, I'm sure there are decent politicians there on both sides of the aisle that, they just really want the best for their district. May not always seem like it, but I'm sure there are. So, let's see, we got about 15 minutes. So I'm going to show you this. I'm just going to show you guys this because just in case y'all missed it. Let's see. I don't even think so. The authorities. This is the one where the authorities take custody of 21 kids in California while surrogate moms, multiple moms, claim the couple misled them. And don't, I don't, I don't know if this has their faces, but it names some UN 50, 65. I don't think you're going to be able to see their faces, but man, the faces, if you look at them, they're not. Let me stop that real quick. And all right. Um, let me. I don't know. Did y'all see this about the Democrats? So I don't know if this means there's been three federal judges that have been named, or appellate judges, uh, or just two. And Cory Booker just kind of stayed there. Hey, real praying mantis. Oh, thank you. Walking on. So let's see. Oh, so this does kind of tie into what we're talking about too, because Emil Bove. This is what we were talking about, right? With the Keyur. Interesting, right? So let me get that. get that. So did y'all see this thing about this judge? I mean, he's an appellate judge. So Emil Bove, judge confirmation moves step closer despite Democratic walkout. So Republicans refused to call a whistleblower who says Bove advocated ignoring court orders to Senate judicial panel. So Republican senators on Thursday advanced through the Judiciary Committee Emil Bove's nomination to serve as a judge on a federal appeals court after the Democrats walked out of the session in protest of the GOP's refusal to call a whistleblower who challenged the nominee advocated for ignoring court orders. President Donald Trump nominated Bove, his defense attorney, who he appointed as a top Justice Department official in the early weeks of his new administration, for a seat on the Third Circuit Court of Appeals overseeing New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Ooh, what do we know about do we know about the Virgin Islands that have been in the news in the past years, right? And how critical the Virgin Islands are. Bove's advancement through the Judicial Committee clears the way for his confirmation to be voted on by the full Senate. His nomination for the lifetime position has faced strident opposition from Democrats after Erez Ravini, a former Justice Department official who was fired from his post, alleged that during his time at the Justice Department, Bove told lawyers that they would need to consider telling the courts F, F, FU and ignore any such court order, blocking efforts to remove immigrants to El Salvador. In testimony before the committee last month, Bove denied the accusation, and Re- Ruvini later provided text messages that supported his claim. At Thursday's hearing, the New Jersey Senator Cory Booker attempted to formally delay the vote on confirming Bove, citing Ruvini's whistleblower complaint as well as letters from state and federal prosecutors opposing his nomination. There is no need to vote on this nominee today. It is a false urgency, Booker said. Yeah, right. They know they're losing, so they're going to do everything they can. Now, I mean, they always have these whistleblowers, and they say that they have the evidence to back it up, but do they? I don't know. I don't know this guy. His request was rejected by the committee's Republican chair, Chuck Grassley, and Democratic senators then walked out of the committee or walked out as the committee voted on Bove's nomination. I mean, that's how we got how many judges did we get for the same reason except that the Republicans didn't walk out. They just got railroaded or not railroaded but mowed over by the Democrats. I mean, come on, Ketanji Brown, that that person on the Supreme Court who doesn't even know how to define a woman? You got to be kidding me. So, what are you afraid of about even debating this, putting things on the record, hearing from every senator? Dear God, that's what our obligations are, said Booker. I mean, he's a hack. I'm sorry, but Booker, come on, who remained in the committee's chambers and continued speaking as Republican senators called out their votes on Bove's and other judicial nominees. This is outrageous that you're not allowing senators to have their fair say before a controversial nominee is being done. This is unbelievable. This is unjust. This is wrong. It is the further deterioration of this committee's integrity with a person like this. What are you afraid of? Oh, come on. Haven't y'all pulled the same garbage all the time? You always pull garbage. You do the same thing. You do that same hackery and quackery all the time. In addition to the whistleblower complaint, Democrats have criticized Bo for his role while serving as acting Justice Department Deputy Attorney General in the firing of prosecutors who worked on cases connected to the January 6th. It wasn't an insurrection, unless you want to call the infiltration of Antifa, BLM, the FBI, the Democrats, unless you want to put that as the insurrection, if unless as long as or as unless you want to define the insurrection with that, then it wasn't an insurrection. As well as for requesting a lift of FBI agents who the investigated. I'm going to say incident. It wasn't an attack. The attack was all contrived, just like these paid protesters. He also oversaw legal motions to drop charges against the New York City Mayor Eric Adams, which prompted the resignation of 7 veteran prosecutors in New York who refused to cooperate. Republicans show little indication of sharing those concerns and voted to advance Bove along with 11 other nominees to federal judgeships nationwide. So things are moving, guys. Like I said, while everybody is looking at what's happening with, while everybody's looking at the quote unquote Epstein files, or Epstein list. When was it ever called a list? I mean, someone made up this this narrative. So Tom Tillis, a retiring Republican senator who in May derailed Trump's nomination of Ed Martin as the top federal prosecutor in Washington, D.C. over his defense of January 6th, said he did not find credible Democrats' assertions that Bove had similar views. Does anybody really believe that if I was convinced that Bove had made any statements condoning the violent acts against Capitol police officers, that I would be voting for him? Just ask Ed Martin whether or not that's a red line, Tillis said. Okay, and then this just says, I hope you appreciated this article. Wow. So, let's see. You don't know. So everybody, we 2 hours gone by. So what do you guys think? Um, Here is my Rumble, my YouTube. I think no, maybe not. So guys, if you enjoy, if you can, if you would like, if you can help me out, it's great. If not, that's great. Just I'm also going to. Oops. Oh yeah. This is my YouTube link. If you can ever go in and just like, share, repost, help break the algorithms. And then, let's see, I will put out my. I'm. I didn't do it earlier, but I'm going to put out two. And I mean, I guess everybody, that Salty Crystal lost her job last I heard, so she's asking. You know, it's really, without you guys out there helping us in whatever you can, this is what keeps PSB going. This is what keeps people to come on and volunteer and help show host and everything. So I'm putting out Salties also. Okay. And I tell you, every little bit helps. I actually broke down and brought me tennis shoes yesterday because I mean, I've had these other shoes for 3 years, and oh, when you know it, they started getting holes in them, and I was like, oh no, holes. So I am going to everybody in. Thank you for those in Zoom. YouTube and um, Rumble. Thank you for those who helped out. And I'm going to go ahead and cut the link in the stream in